Right, staying with that story, Sports Minister Nathi Mthethwa joins us now. So, Minister, my first question, just to follow up on what MP Sheikh Imam was saying. You know, we've been looking at the lack of facilities in municipalities around the country, and I know you've opened up a number of facilities recently in Leboa, in Hammersdale as well. And it's a conversation we have had before. How confident are you, given the challenges that we see with municipalities and facilities, that the facilities that you have opened up won't go to waste?
Well, thanks for having us, Hloni. Already we are interacting with our communities in provinces and those municipalities and schools. Remember that some of the facilities are in schools. And we get a sense that people understand and appreciate that this is the chance we are giving them. Outside of this, there's nothing we can do. As government, particularly national government. Remember, Hloni, that we are doing this to try and, amplify what is happening within the local government, because constitutionally, as the Schedule 5B of the Constitution states that the responsibility of providing facilities lies with the local government. But be that as it may, we are at the national level making our contribution and ring fencing what we get from the MIG, the Municipal Infrastructure Grant. So we are confident that people understand that there's so many, or there are so many communities which need these facilities. So if you have them already, it's well, good luck for you, but know that many need them. And we even now encourage people to ensure that they do everything in their power to preserve and protect that which you have provided to them as government.
Right. Minister, Sheikh Imam also talks about federations, and two of your federations have been in the news recently. Sheikh Imam mentioned SAFA, and we've seen in the past few days there has been some tension, I would say, about the SAFA presidential elections that are coming up at the end of next month. Just in terms of that, Minister, just your thoughts on that. Is this a point where you could get involved, or will you be waiting out to see how it plays out?
Well, you would know, Hloni, that we ordinarily do not engage in such. Look, there is a conference which is coming of SAFA, and like any other conference, there are issues about leadership which people have been raising, and individuals who are being proposed and so on. Our stance is to let organizations do their work, because in the final analysis, whoever emerges there, we will work with as government. It doesn't matter who. So we can't be seen to be very close to a level of micromanaging that process. That process will take its natural course, and we'll see them after the Congress. Whoever would have emerged democratically from SAFA will support.
And just on the other federation, with Cricket South Africa, I know you were heavily involved with the SJN hearings, and you even spoke at those hearings. Just, Minister, in terms of what's come out in the last 2 or 3 weeks, some people might be questioning whether there was still legitimacy in the whole process. Do you think that there was still legitimacy in that? And I say this because Lawson Naidu, the board chair, said that it wasn't about individuals, although that's what it's become about, but the whole process around changing the structural issues that have happened around transformation in the country.
I did commend Cricket South Africa when they took that stance of having the social justice network, social justice and nation building network. It was a good thing to do, and I'm saying it even now. And I'm still saying that it's something other federations should look into emulating, because it doesn't help, Hloni, to sit with the problem without confronting it head on. What happened in the last 2 weeks, for me, is neither here nor there, because it's the process which is where it is today, and even there, I support fully the board and its leadership on this matter, because the chairperson of the board did interact with me and told me that the main reason why they wouldn't continue disciplinary processes is that the witnesses are not coming to the fore. That said, we cannot overlook the things which have come out of that process of SJN, and we've got to be very honest and brutally frank with ourselves if we are to correct the wrongs of the past.
Okay. And just lastly, Minister, I know the issue of funding to SASCOC came up as well. And we know that there are the Commonwealth Games that are coming up later this year. Just in terms of funding, I know they are funded a lot by Lotto, and they've spoken about how they've had their funding from the Lotto decreased. But in terms of the department's own funding to SASCOC, it's a big Commonwealth Games year. Are there conversations that are happening around that, obviously following on from what happened in Tokyo?
We've always funded SASCOC. The issue would be to what extent is that adequate and so on. And I would say that to the extent of what would be available from the coffers, but we support our athletes under the stewardship of SASCOC. We hope the best for the upcoming Commonwealth Games. And remember that we are, as we have mentioned, we are not working alone. We work in partnerships with the NLC, the National Lotteries Commission, and so on, to see where there are shortfalls. But in the final analysis, we want to ensure that as much as possible, our athletes do get support and know that government support them.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Minister, for your time. That was Sports Minister Nathi Mthethwa following his budget vote earlier today.